Are you interested in how you go about hiring an illustrator for your self-published books? Today, I'm going to walk you through what we did, just some tips and tricks. We don't do this self-publishing thing as a full-time business or the hustle and bustle of all of that. We just really enjoy it. We do it in our homeschool. We do it as a family. Just some way to pass down these stories that we've made to our grandkids, and just something that we do that creates a bond as we get creative. So here's what we did. I'll walk you through that, and hopefully this will help you if you're interested, if you've wanted to look into it more. Normally we don't hire out to do our illustrations. We just do them ourselves, whether it be watercolors or taking pictures or something like that. But this was a whole different experience that we wanted to give a try. So, okay, first things first. Illustration style. So when you are deciding what kind of illustrations you want, you need to think about, well, do I want cartoons or do I want hand-drawn? Am I really against AI? Do I want watercolors? What is it you're looking for? And for us, this is the beginning pages, the sketches, the rough sketches, I guess we'll say, of my husband's book. We really wanted somebody that would hand draw them. With everything being AI now, we love it. It gives a different feel to it. So as we were looking for somebody, we had to decide, what do we want? We definitely knew we wanted hand drawn. We didn't want to go any other route. From there, you have to decide, well, how many pages am I going to have in this book? I mean, it's not real feasible to try to hire somebody for a 50-page full spread children's book. You'll run out of money. That's first and foremost. But how do you want the layout? So we had about a 32-page book. We knew we wanted some spot illustrations. That's what this is. And some full page illustrations. Obviously, full page are more expensive. But we wanted a nice mix throughout. This is an example of what a spot illustration would be. So this was the drawing that our illustrator did for us before he went through and colored everything. And as you can see, we even touched up the storyline a little bit as we went. But once you know all of that and what you want, you need to find an illustrator. So how do you go about doing that? Well, if you're a homeschool parent like we are, maybe you'll actually look in your homeschool groups. Maybe somebody there has a really talented teen that really wants to get something in their portfolio under their belt so they can put that on their college resume or whatnot. That would be the first place to start, in my opinion. Get some samples from them. Just try to figure out what their style is and see if that matches yours, because if you're trying to make them fit what your style is and that's not who they are, the pictures will really show that. But outside of that, you could go to Upwork online or Fiverr. Facebook is actually what I did. I'm in a few self-publishing pages, or you can check indie publishing groups as well. And I noticed this one gentleman put out his very first book, and he did all of the illustrations himself, and I was blown away. I absolutely loved everything about this book, and I will show this to you later on in case you're interested. And so I thought about it for a while, talked to my husband. I knew it was going to be a little pricey, but we wanted to go ahead and do that. So, okay, timelines. You need to be realistic about this. I would say about 4 to 6 months for them to get all of the initial sketches done, the illustrations themselves, and then the coloring. Plus you'll have edits that you need to go back and forth to revise. I would say definitely 4 to 6 months. Now that's only if they're doing your pictures. That's not if they're doing your formatting or anything else that can be involved with that. But that's something you'll have to talk about with them. What is included? Is your cover included, or is that an extra fee? How many spreads are included? Are they going to format it for you? How many revisions do you get? These are things that should be in your contract. Will you get any source files like the Photoshop files or the PDFs or the JPEGs? Will you get all of those files? And do they understand KDP, if that's who you're publishing through, or Ingram Spark? Do they understand the specs for that? Because that's really important. I really wanted somebody that when they gave me the file, all I had to do was upload it and we'd be good to go. I didn't want to have to sit there and figure out sizing and stretching, all of that stuff. I didn't want to deal with it, especially being our first time around. This was one of the very first sketches that he did for us. Charlie did. His name is Charlie George. And he had to make character sketches. So he wanted to make sure that each character, when you saw a picture of them, kind of fit the personality of them in the book. Now, this is a family project, so it was mirrored off of our own family. My husband, myself, and then our 3 kiddos. So he did an awesome job. Contracts and rights. So if you're looking for a contract, a good place to look would be reach out to April Cox. She's with Self-Publishing Made Simple. She might have some free contracts for you. We basically created this as we went, Charlie and I both. This was the first time he was ever hired to do illustrations, and it was the first time I ever hired anyone to do illustrations. So there was a level of trust that needed to be there between the two of us, and I had a lot of conversations with him back and forth through Facebook. So I got a good idea of who he was, and I felt comfortable making up the contract, him and I together, that we both would feel comfortable. So think about commercial rights. So are they getting royalties every time your book sells? Are you getting full rights to all the photos? Is it an author credit, or is it going to be an author illustrator duo credit, meaning on the front page of your book? Are you just having your name, even though you didn't make the illustrations, but you hired that out and it's now in your name? Or are you putting their name as well? And are they going to share your book? Are they going to put it in their portfolio? If you don't want them to, then that's something you need to discuss. We wanted him to, of course. And we also wanted to give him credit on the front of the book as well. Budgeting. So if you're doing this as a homeschool project, I would first go to someone within the homeschool community. This could be just a great blessing to them. They could work on their skills of what they're going to pursue later in life. Any kind of digital design, whatever they're doing, this would be a great way for them to grow as well. So I would search there first, because that'll probably be the cheapest route. But if not, this is about what you'll expect. So for a full page, you're looking anywhere from about $50 to about $200. And that all depends on a lot of things. For example, are they hand drawing everything? Or are they using a tablet? Or are they using AI? Are they just doing all digital animation? Obviously, hand drawn takes a lot longer. The quality is amazing, but you're going to pay for that. Or a spot illustration might just be $25 to $75. It also depends on how detailed you want them to be. Some of my own personal tips and tricks. Here's our experience. We hired Charlie George. He's from the UK. He uses no AI, and it even is stamped on the back of our books. I should grab one to show you. It's stamped that says 100% human made, and we love that. He published this book. This was his first book, The Flight Before Christmas. It is just wonderful. If you get a chance, I would absolutely pick this up. So I knew he had self-published before, so he was familiar with KDP. He was familiar with Ingram Spark and all of the different specs that they had. He also formatted the book for us, so that cost just a little bit more. He was going to give me the source files, which we absolutely wanted, so I could make a lot of different marketing type marketing things on Facebook and Instagram. And he was really easy to work with. I know some illustrators, when you look online, some of them barely speak English because they're from a different country, and that just can get very difficult. Here is I just wanted to show you. I should get myself off of this page so you could see this. You can see his illustrations. They are just so beautiful. Absolutely love them. So my experience with him, he was wonderful. He was very flexible with deadlines. Now, that also meant I should be flexible as well. So even though our contract stated this is when each milestone would be met, the main goal was that end date, which we were flexible with as well. Mainly because I knew he had another business. This wasn't his full-time business, and I wanted to respect that as well. I would also say when you're hiring illustrators, you can't be oversensitive. And this is just a quick little story here. So this is one of the quick drawings that he did when we were trying to make the storyboard. And he had said to me, I don't really think that we should have the vacuum cleaner suck off all the skin off the dog's back or the hair off the dog's back. And now I could have taken that as, how dare you say that we shouldn't have the story be what we wanted the story to be. But no, I took that that advice that he had given, and we thought about it, and we're like, yeah, maybe that's a little scary for kids. It obviously mirrors my husband's dry humor really well, strange humor really well, and he wrote the book, but for kids to read, that might not have been such a great idea. So we compromised, and this is what we came up with as the dog is getting sucked up. Just some of the hair is flying through the air and the dirt and the dust in the vacuum. So now, had I been oversensitive to that, we never would have come to the conclusion to make something this amazing. He did such a great job. Also, you don't want to settle. If your illustrator is coming back and saying, well, no, I can't really make this. I can't really turn this into whatever it is you want. Don't settle immediately. Send them some pictures of what you're looking for. It might just be there's a miscommunication there, and he's not or she's not understanding what you're trying to get across through that picture. So for example, this was the first try that he had given us for the end page, and I really wanted him to have some sort of like cape on and a big D for daddy on the front, like he's a superhero. And I was explaining that to him, and he was like, I don't know how we're going to get this to match. So I had to go online and try to create a picture that I had seen, and I sent that to him. And it was just, he needed to see exactly what I was saying. I was not explaining it in words very well. So that was me, that was not him, not that he was capable or anything. I just couldn't explain it well. So once we talked and he got to see exactly what I was going for, this is what he came up with. Here's another example. Let me see if I can get me off of here. Okay. These were the first cover pages that we had. These are the different ones that he created, and I liked them all, but it was just missing something. So we took some time and came back, and I sent him a very detailed, and he asked for it because, again, he wasn't understanding exactly what I wanted, and he wanted to make sure that he captured that. So very detailed, what I wanted it to look like, the colors I wanted it to look like, explained what I did like already about what he made, and we really liked the sign here that he had. We loved that he incorporated the dog. So then after that, this is what we were able to come up with. I absolutely love this. He did a fantastic job. So this story is about an engineer dad who always has an inventive imagination and tries to use that to help out his family as best he can, but he always goes a little overboard. So it's not just like, oh, hey, can you just clean out the filter of the dishwasher for me? It's not cleaning dishes really well. That would mean that this daddy would go through and be like, oh, I know of a way that I can create some sort of invention that goes inside the dishwasher, cleans out the filter, and then like just over the top, all of these things that are really unnecessary, but he's doing it out of the kindness of his heart. So that's what this is supposed to represent. The dog is like, oh, here we go again. He's trying to make something that's not what they wanted. It's a really cute story. So also, I want to talk about building a relationship. So as we went through this, because you're going to work with this illustrator for months and months. I mean, it's a lot of back and forth. And especially with Charlie being in the UK, our time differences were off. So when I would wake up in the morning, it was like noon or something like that to him. So he had been working on this already. He wanted answers, so he could keep moving forward. But I had just gotten up, and we homeschool. So I needed to get schooling started and meals started and all of that. It's important to build a relationship and just understand one another and where they are. Like if it was like 10 o'clock at night here, obviously he's in bed, so it's not the best time to be messaging him. But I also wanted to make sure that whatever it was we were creating, I wanted him to be proud of it as well. So if he said, I don't know, I don't like this, I don't like the way this is portrayed, I was taking that into consideration. I wanted him to be proud of this work as well. I wanted him to, be proud to put his name on it. Building a relationship also is really important because, at least for us, I thought it was just so sweet of Charlie. On this one illustration he made of my kids building a cardboard castle, he was the one that suggested to me, I would really like to put something on this flag here that would maybe mean something to your kids. So I had my kids, we printed out this illustration and had them draw whatever they wanted on the top of it. And we settled on coming to a conclusion of, why don't we make it half blue and half pink with their initials in it, since they were making it, because it couldn't be too detailed, right? And I just thought that was so sweet of him to even make that consideration for us. He could have just colored it in red or whatever. Marketing helps. So Charlie was great in the sense that he's such a great illustrator that when I put something out online through my Facebook just announcing that the book was going to be released, he reached out to me and said, Melissa, you did a really good job on making this, but you used the wrong book cover. The one that you used, it's a little off on the one side. Like something my eyes didn't catch at all. It looked great to me. But he said, I just redid it for you. So if you could just, upload that one instead. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Again, he went above and beyond, and I couldn't be more thankful for that attention to detail. But also by providing those source files for me, I was able to create some of these fun marketing pictures that you see here. See if I don't know if I can move it up there. If you can see it. Very cute. Here's another one. Again, if you have the source files, it's great because this is what I made for us to be able to launch the book, so we could have a launch team. It just tells, what dates everything is going on sale and when you need to leave a review, that sort of thing. QR code, all of that. Source files are important, so make sure you have those. I think, honestly, our book hit #1 in a lot of different categories, actually. This was the very first day that I noticed it hit a #1 new release. This one is in children's physics books. But the reason was because we had such a great illustrator. I mean, the story can be amazing, but the saying is true. You do judge a book by its cover. It says not to, but we all do. And I think he just did such an amazing job. You can tell what the book is about just by looking at the cover. It stands out. It's wonderful. I was so excited. These are some of the other books that we have done. We have created. All of these other ones we made without hiring an illustrator. We did them ourselves, and it's been such a fun ride. This was my daughter's book. She watercolored it. We took pictures of our dog, and then we just put that, inserted them through Photoshop into the book. These are pictures of our chickens, and we inserted them into some digital pictures that we created online. My daughter did this with 3D animation. I think that's what I would call it, online graphics, and inserted pictures of our dog. This right here, this book was actual pictures of our dog when she had puppies, and then we put those pictures into Photopea or Photoshop, I can't remember which one, and turn them into like a cartoon looking picture. And then this one, we created all of the pictures using nature, just little bits and pieces of nature that we would lay out on a whiteboard, and then we would take a picture of them. And yeah, so that's it. All right, so if you have any questions at all, just reach out, leave a comment. I'll try to answer anything that you have. Again, I'm not an expert. This is just what we do in our homeschool. We love creating books, and my goal through all of this is that my kids love to write, they love to read, and then they have something of a legacy project to take with them when they leave my home. They take to their own kids get to look through and see, oh wow, this is what my Grammy or my grandpa or even my parents thought when they were my age, or or this is what they made for me before I was even born. They were making books that were dedicated to me, or just something along those lines. We really want our kids to just enjoy the whole process. So if I can help you with that, let me know. Thank you, and I will leave links down below for Charlie in case you're interested in reaching out to him. He's been amazing, and I'll leave some other links to our books and other videos. So thanks so much.